Welcome back to the Clinton Victory Series, Episode 4. It is Decision 2018, and it is now time for the 7 p.m. poll closings. And we have a big call here for the GOP as the Indiana Senate race will flip. Luke Messer, who narrowly won a primary thanks to Donald Trump's endorsement, will now go on to defeat incumbent Senator Joe Donnelly and make the GOP's first of many expected flips of the night. Luke Messer will flip the Senate seat from blue to red. Here's the county map. As you can see, Luke Messer has a 15-point win right now over Joe Donnelly. Out of the Vermont Senate race, we can project that Bernie Sanders will go on to win re-election. As you can see here are the numbers. He will win by around 30 percentage points. Out of the Virginia Senate race, this is a rematch from last year in the 2017 elections, but Ralph Northam is leading by around 4 to 5 percentage points over Nick Freitas right now. And here's the current Senate map already. As you can see here, we have one seat for the Republicans and one seat for the Democrats. Bernie Sanders caucuses with the Democrats, so that independent is technically a Democrat. Out of the Georgia governor race, big win for Republicans, as this was expected to be a close race. However, Brian Kemp is expected to win this by around 12 percentage points, as you can see here. Brian Kemp destroying Stacey Abrams in this election. A 12-point victory for Brian Kemp. This is a win for the GOP. Out of the South Carolina governor race, John Warren primaried with Trump's endorsement. He primaried Henry McMaster, he won a primary against Lieutenant Governor Henry McMaster, which the incumbent governor, Nikki Haley, was term limited, so there was a new race for the governor race. Donald Trump ended up endorsing the businessman out of South Carolina, John Warren. He will now be elected as South Carolina's next governor. And here is the county map. As you can see here, Warren defeating his opponent by 18 percentage points. Out of the Vermont governor race, Phil Scott will go on to win re-election to a second term as governor. As you can see here, he's expected to win by close to 30 percentage points. Not quite there yet, but very close, around 26, 27 points, winning every single county, including the county where Burlington is from, which is a massive win for Phil Scott. It is now 7:30 p.m. and the following states have poll closings. Out of the Ohio Senate race, John Kasich, where him and Donald Trump got together, they sorted out their differences, and Jon Kasich was convinced to run for Senate. Now Jon Kasich, with Trump's endorsement, is now running against Sherrod Brown, who many Republicans say is the only person who can beat Sherrod Brown, though there were many primary challenges, such as Jim Renacci, the most notable one, but lost quite convincingly to Jon Kasich. But Kasich is currently leading by around 3 percentage points over incumbent Sherrod Brown. Out of the West Virginia Senate race, Joe Manchin is trailing his opponent, Don Blankenship, who won a primary over Patrick Morrisey, the Attorney General of West Virginia. He is holding Donald Trump's endorsement, and Blankenship is leading this race by around 3 percentage points. We have an update out of the Virginia Senate race, as Ralph Northam is leading by around 1 percentage point over Nick Freitas. This isn't looking too good. He's underperforming his 2017 totals right now. It is, as you can see here, this is the map so far. We have no changes at all. Out of the Ohio governor race, Mary Taylor, who I believe is lieutenant governor, is the projected winner to succeed Jon Kasich. As you can see here, she is expected to win by 14 percentage points, defeating Richard Cordray, the former budget director. It is now 8 p.m., and we now have poll closings out of a plethora of states, and a huge gain for the Republicans. A shocker, as this race was supposed to be closer like the Georgia governor race. However, Rick Scott will defeat his Democrat opponent, Senator Bill Nelson, by around 10 percentage points. A huge win for Rick Scott. It's incredible. We'll just have to see what happens down in the governor ballots once we get to there. Out of the Mississippi Senate race, Chris McDaniel, who primaried Roger Wicker, defeated him in the primary with Trump's endorsement successfully. He will now go on to serve in the Senate, defeating David Beria by around 29 percentage points, it looks like, which is a massive underperformance of what... Or actually, scratch that. That's not underperformance. He's actually winning some of the Black Belt counties on western Mississippi, which are predominantly Democrat counties. But he's doing fairly well in there. He was projected to win a few of these counties. Out of the special election in Mississippi, Cindy Hyde-Smith, another Trump endorsee, will go on to win her seat. Not doing as well, only 17-point victory for her, as she will defeat Mike Epsey. Not doing so well, but she also wins one of those predominantly black Democrat counties as well. Out of the Missouri Senate race, another big win for the GOP here as they flip another seat. Josh Hawley is the projected winner out of this race. He will go on to defeat incumbent Senator Claire McCaskill by around 16 percentage points, was a big win for the GOP, that they get to flip another Senate seat. At the Tennessee Senate race, a race that Democrats are hoping to make closer. They ran the former governor, Phil Bredesen, who was the governor in the 90s. However, it doesn't seem like that's the case, as she will win by close to 20 points. It looks like a 19-point victory for Marsha Blackburn. Incredible job for the GOP doing here tonight. Out of the Connecticut Senate race, we could project that Chris Murphy will go on to win re-election. He will underperform Hillary Clinton's totals, only winning his state by around 10% over Joe Visconti. A massive underperformance for Democrats so far. Out of the Delaware Senate race, Tom Carper is projected to win re-election. The same story here, a massive underperformance, expected to only win by around 10 percentage points, only winning the most populous county, the Burlington County, if I'm not mistaken. Out of the Maryland Senate race, Ben Cardin will go on to win re-election, winning by a substantial amount. That is a map of Delaware, my mistake. He's defeating Tony Campbell by around 26 percentage points, if I'm not mistaken. Out of the Massachusetts Senate race, Elizabeth Warren will go on to serve another term as senator, as she had defeated Jeff Deal. Jeff Deal, shocking many here at Chaotic Politics Studios, as he has won 4 counties, as Elizabeth Warren's only won this race by around 14 points, which is a massive shocker that she underperformed so bad here tonight. Out of the Rhode Island Senate race, Sheldon Whitehouse will go on to win re-election to another term in the Senate, the best last name in the world. Remember that. He's expected to win by around 13 percentage points. Out of the Maine Senate race, too close to call, incumbent Senator Angus King has a challenger from both the Republican and Democrat side of things. He is currently leading over Eric Brackey, as well as Zach Ringelstein, who's leading by around 13 to 14% right now. Out of New Jersey, it's too close to call. Bob Menendez, a very controversial, unpopular Democrat senator out of New Jersey, is currently leading his Republican opponent, Bob Hugin, by around, looks like 8 percentage points right now. Out of Pennsylvania, too close to call, popular Senator Bob Casey Jr. is currently leading his opponent, Republican Congressman Lou Barletta, by around 4 percentage points right now. This is another state that Donald Trump and his coalition has been targeting heavily to get Bob Casey out of here, but it looks like with the numbers we have so far, Bob Casey Jr. is doing pretty well for himself. And we have a call out of the West Virginia Senate race. Don Blankenship will go on to flip another Senate seat for the Republicans. This is huge news, as he will win this Senate race by around 6 percentage points. This is another big pickup for the Republican Party. And we have some updates out of some other Senate races, as in Ohio. John Kasich is currently leading Sherrod Brown by this time 2 percentage points. Out of Virginia, too close to call, Ralph Northam still barely leading. Now it's under 1%. It's 0.8% for Ralph Northam in his lead right now. And here's the current Senate map right now. As you can see, Republicans have won 7 seats, 4 of which have been flips, as you can see. And the Democrats have won 5 seats, technically 6 with Bernie Sanders. We can now make some governor calls out of the governor race. Tommy Battle will go on to win his first term as governor. He narrowly defeated Kay Ivey, who was his strongest opponent. Kay Ivey did not win the Trump endorsement, but Tommy Battle did. And Tommy Battle will go on to win his race by, it looks like, 29 percentage points. A big win for Tommy Battle. Out of the Florida governor race, and as we saw with Rick Scott earlier, Ron DeSantis will be carried by Rick Scott, winning by around 10 percentage points, defeating Andrew Gillum. Democrats poured a lot of money into these races, but it looks like DeSantis and Scott were able to win their races by pretty hefty margins. Out of the Maryland governor race, Larry Hogan expected to cruise to re-election very easily. A landslide victory, expected to win up to 22% of the vote, or 22% victory, margin of victory for Larry Hogan, defeating a civil rights activist by the name of Ben Jealous. Civil rights attorney, excuse me. Out of the Massachusetts governor race, Charlie Baker is projected to also cruise to re-election, winning every single county, even the most populous county. One of the smallest, yet most populous counties. It's his least victory here, defeating Jay Gonzalez by a huge margin, 33% of the victory here. Out of the New Hampshire governor race, Chris Sununu also expected to cruise to re-election, winning by 17%, defeating Molly Kelly, only losing the most populous county in the state. Out of the Oklahoma governor race, Todd Lamb, Trump endorsee, will go on to win this seat. He will defeat Drew Edmondson, the Attorney General of Oklahoma, by around, it looks like, 26 percentage points. Out of the Tennessee governor race, Bill Lee will go on to win his first term as governor, defeating Carl Dean by around 29 percentage points for Bill Lee. A Bill Lee that says Tennessee, that's supposed to be Oklahoma, or this other way around. Out of the Connecticut governor race, it is currently too close to call. Bob Stefanowski, someone who did not win Trump's endorsement, but won the primary nonetheless, is currently leading Ned Lamont right now by around 4 percentage points. At the Illinois governor race, it's currently too close to call. J.B. Pritzker is leading over Bruce Rauner, who narrowly survived a Trump primary challenge. Out of the Maine governor race, currently too close to call. Janet Mills is currently leading over Garrett Mason right now. Out of the Rhode Island governor race, too close to call. Gina Raimondo is leading Alan Fung, currently by around 6 percentage points. Out of the Pennsylvania governor race, too close to call. Tom Wolf currently leading over Trump endorsee Paul Mango. It is now 8:30 p.m. and the following states have poll closing. That is just Arkansas. But we do have a call out of the Maine Senate race. We don't have any Senate calls for Arkansas because that seat is not up this year. But Angus King will go on to win re-election to the Maine Senate seat as an independent, which is another seat for the Democrats as he caucuses with them. And here's the county map. As you can see here, Angus King only winning by around 4 points. Eric Brackey at 40%. Zach Ringelstein is at 15%. At the Ohio Senate race, John Kasich will flip this seat, winning his first term as a senator, defeating Sherrod Brown, two very popular incumbents right here, an incumbent governor and incumbent senator. We just had to see who would win this out. John Kasich did that, and he will end up winning by around 2 percentage points over Sherrod Brown, flipping another seat for the Republicans. Now, New Jersey Senate race, too close to call. Bob Menendez now leading to just 3%. This is does not look good for his chances if this were to continue. Bob Hugin could end up winning this race. We'll just have to wait and find out. Out of Pennsylvania, it is currently too close to call. Bob Casey Jr. now leading Lou Barletta by around 2 percentage points. We think we can make a call here soon. If Lou Barletta ends up overtaking Casey, or if he doesn't, I'm confident we'll make a call here soon. Out of the Virginia Senate race, too close to call. A dead heat between the two candidates. Ralph Northam only leading by around 0.2% right now. It's very close right now. Ralph Northam is in a fight of his political career right now. And here is the map right now. Republicans winning 8 seats to the Democrats 7, as you can see here on this map. And out of the Arkansas governor race, we project that Asa Hutchinson will win in a landslide, winning by around 46%. It looks like here, somewhere around there, but he's winning a big chunk of the black belt counties, as you can see there, winning a huge margin. The Connecticut governor race can make a huge call for the Republican Party as Bob Stefanowski will flip the Connecticut governorship red. The first Republican governor since Jody Rell back in the 90s, if I'm not mistaken. Bob Stefanowski making history. And here's the county map, as you can see here, winning by around 6 percentage points. Bob Stefanowski does a huge win for Republicans. The Illinois governor race, J.B. Pritzker will flip. It seems like Democrats will have something to brag about as they flip the Illinois governor race. He will win by around 6 percentage points over Bruce Rauner. The Republican Party here in Illinois was very disjointed. So it seemed like Bruce Rauner could have won if they were united, but it just couldn't happen. J.B. Pritzker will be elected as the governor of Illinois. Now, the Rhode Island governor race, Gina Raimondo will go on to win re-election. Very narrowly, however, she will win by around 5 percentage points over Alan Fung. Alan Fung got the Trump endorsement, shocking many people, but it just couldn't happen. It didn't work. Gina Raimondo will still lose this race. Out of the Maine governor race, as you can see, it is still too close to call. Garrett Mason has now overtaken Janet Mills in the vote. And same thing here in Pennsylvania, but not really, but it's too close to call. Tom Wolf just narrowly leading Paul Mango by around 1.3%. Paul Mango doing his best to overtake Tom Wolf, just doing everything he can. It is now 9 p.m. and the following states have poll closing. It's another plethora of states. At a Nebraska Senate race, Deb Fischer will go on to win re-election. She survived a Trump primary challenge, one of the few incumbents to do so. But Deb Fischer will go on to win by around 31 percentage points. She will win re-election. Out of the North Dakota Senate race, another flip for the Republican Party. Kevin Cramer will defeat Heidi Heitkamp by around 21 percentage points, it looks like. 21% victory for Kevin Cramer. A big win for the Republican Party. Another flip to add to their collection in the Senate. And going on to the state of Texas, Ted Cruz, another politician, another senator who has survived a primary challenge. Trump endorsed a primary challenge to him. I think it was actually Pat Fallon who decided to run against Ted Cruz, and he failed. So Ted Cruz will go on to win another term as senator. He ends up beating Congressman Beto O'Rourke by around 12 percentage points. This race was supposed to be closer, but Ted Cruz was able to eke out a victory. Out of the Wyoming Senate race, John Barrasso will go on to win re-election, another senator who survived a primary challenger from Donald Trump. And he goes on to win by a huge margin, defeating former Governor Gary Trauner in the process. Out of the Minnesota Senate race, Amy Klobuchar will go on to win re-election. She will end up winning her race by around 14 percentage points, a massive win, a massive overperformance from the generic ballot here tonight, which is huge news for her. Out of the New Mexico Senate race, this is bad news for Republicans, as Democrats will have even more to brag about as they do flip a Senate seat. Martin Chavez will go on to win this seat for the Democrats. And as you can see here, due to this, he doesn't even crack 45%. It's because Gary Johnson, who's able to win a county, as you can see here. Gary Johnson took away 20% of the vote from Senator John Sanchez, which wasn't good. It was because Gary Johnson decided to run after he was offered the position from Aubrey Dunn Jr., who originally won the Libertarian nomination. But now the Democrats have the New Mexico Senate seat back thanks to Martin Chavez. And out of the New York Senate race, Kirsten Brown will go on to win another term as senator, winning by around 26 percentage points out of the New York Senate race. Out of the Arizona Senate race, too close to call, Trump endorsee Joe Arpaio is currently leading over Congresswoman Kirsten Sinema right now by around 8 percentage points, 9%. Out of the Michigan Senate race, too close to call, Senator Debbie Stabenow is leading over John James currently. John James, a prominent Republican figure this election cycle. A lot of money being poured in this race by the Republican Party. I think this is the most expensive Senate race this cycle. Out of the Minnesota special election, Tina Smith currently leading over Karen Hoseley by around 3 percentage points right now. This is a seat that Republicans are hoping to quietly flip, but we'll just have to wait and find out. Out of the Wisconsin Senate race, as you can see here, Kevin Nicholson, who was a Trump endorsee who defeated Leah Vuckmer. He is trailing his opponent, Senator Tammy Baldwin, by around 2 percentage points right now. And we could finally make a call to the New Jersey Senate race. Bob Menendez will narrowly survive a challenge from Bob Hugin, and Bob Menendez will go on to win re-election to the Senate. And here's the map here. He'll win by around 2 percentage points. Somehow Bill Murphy almost lost the jack sheet, really. And out of the Pennsylvania Senate race, Bob Casey Jr. will also win re-election. Lou Barletta couldn't get the job done. He'll win by around 3 percentage points on the map, as you can see here. Lou Barletta just couldn't get the job done, couldn't get out of enough white working class turnout that Trump got in 2016, which almost gave him the state of Pennsylvania, and he couldn't ride that into this election. Bob Casey Jr. just had too much support from working class Democrats that Lou Barletta just couldn't take away from. Now the Virginia Senate race, too close to call. Ralph Northam taking his lead back, and now at 0.7%. More vote dumps coming in from Fairfax County. Ralph Northam is now leading this race, still by a larger margin. And here is the map so far. Republicans have won 12 seats to Democrats 12. It is still anyone's race currently. And we can now make a call of the Arizona governor race. A big win for Doug Ducey, as he's going to win by around 24 percentage points. Huge win for Doug Ducey out of Arizona, winning all but 2 counties in the state. And out of the Nebraska governor race, Pete Ricketts will also go on to win by a landslide. As you can see here on the map, I think he overperforms Deb Fischer here, actually. Out of the South Dakota governor race, Kristi Noem will win by a lesser margin than what Trump won back in 2016. She only wins by around 13 percentage points, which is kind of embarrassing if you think about it, but Kristi Noem will go on to win this seat. Now, the Texas governor race, Greg Abbott will go on to cruise to re-election as well, winning by around 23%, as you can see on the map here, winning a good chunk of the counties, winning a supermajority of the counties. He did very well in the Rio Grande Valley. Now, the Wyoming governor race, Mark Gordon will go on to win his first term as governor, defeating Mary Throne, winning all but one county, which is a super Democrat county. Very impossible to flip that county in a normal election, and this ain't a normal election, but even then, he couldn't get it done. Winning about 50% of the vote in Wyoming, Mark Gordon does. Out of the New York governor race, Andrew Cuomo will go on to win another term as governor. As you can see here, he's winning by around 13 percentage points, a massive underperformance of what Kirsten Gillibrand did earlier in the night, or not that long ago when he made that call. Out of the Colorado governor race, too close to call, Congressman Jared Polis narrowly leading over Congressman Tom Tancredo, who was the Constitution Party nominee 4 years ago, and he ran for the Republican nomination, was trailing in the polls a lot, but then Donald Trump gave him his endorsement, and now he's the nominee, thanks to that. And now he's trailing Jared Polis by around 3 percentage points. Massive overperformance of what the polls were showing us. Out of the Kansas governor race, Chris Kobach currently leading over Laura Kalley, a massive underperformance of Trump's margin despite the red wave. He's leading by around 6 percentage points. Out of the Michigan governor race, too close to call, Gretchen Whitmer narrowly leading over Bill Schuett. It is very, very narrow in this race. Out of the Minnesota governor race, another narrow race, Tim Walz leading over Jeff Johnson. Out of the New Mexico governor race, Michelle Lujan Grisham is leading over Steve Pierce right now by around 9 percentage points. She's actually overperforming what Martin Chavez was doing, so this could be her night to win. Another flip for the Democrats in the governor races. Out of the Wisconsin governor race, Governor Scott Walker is currently leading over Tony Evers by around 8 percentage points, which is crucial for his victory here tonight. Out of the Maine governor race, we can now project that after ranked choice voting was applied, we can now say that Garrett Mason will go on to win his first term as the governor of Maine, keeping the seat red, so Paul LePage doesn't run next in 2022. Hopefully, maybe he'll do a primary challenge. Who knows? But Garrett Mason is now projected the winner out of the Maine governor race, and he will win by around 8 percentage points, thankfully. Out of the Pennsylvania governor race, it is too close to call. Paul Mango has a very narrow lead, 0.1% lead for Paul Mango. He is outperforming Lou Barletta. Tom Wolf, just very unpopular in the state of Pennsylvania. It is now 10 p.m. and the following states have poll closings. Out of the Utah Senate race, Mike Kennedy, who Mitt Romney was going to win in this race, but Donald Trump refused to endorse him, so he opted out and he endorsed Mike Kennedy instead. And so Mike Kennedy will go on to defeat Jenny Wilson, winning every single county to, I think he wins by 42 points. But either way, he is the winner out of this race, and we'll go to the Senate in January. Out of the Montana Senate race, this is a seat that Donald Trump has been targeting heavily. He's making it his life goal to get Jon Tester out of the Senate, and endorsing Matt Rosendale, the state auditor, is his thinking will get the job done. And currently, he's leading by around 7 percentage points. So it seems like Rosendale is getting the job done. Out of the Nevada Senate race, Dean Heller, who also survived a primary challenge from Donald Trump, picking someone else. Dean Heller is leading over Jackie Rosen by around 5 percentage points right now. Out of the Arizona Senate race, we can now make a projection that Joe Arpaio will go on to win his first term in the Senate. Good news for him, terrible news for Kirsten Sinema, as she will lose by around 7 points to Joe Arpaio, doing very well in Yuma County in Maricopa, nearby Maricopa. Out of the Michigan Senate race, too close to call, John James has overtaken his lead over Debbie Stabenow. Hopefully, he is hoping we can make a call soon. Out of Minnesota, his special election, too close to call, Tina Smith just narrowly leading over Karen Hoseley right now. Out of the Wisconsin Senate race, too close to call. It's dead heat between the two candidates. Tammy Baldwin has a 0.3% lead in this race right now. Out of the Virginia Senate race, too close to call. Nick Freitas has actually taken over the lead, a 0.3% lead for him as well, ironically. But he has a narrow lead. Republicans could flip a Senate seat in Virginia, the first Republican to do so since John Warner, no relation to Mark Warner. And here's the map so far. Republicans have 14 seats to Democrats 13. Out of the Iowa governor race, Kim Reynolds will go on to win this seat. Terry Branstad was term limited. He couldn't run again, but Kim Reynolds will succeed to the succeed to the governorship. As you can see here, she'll win by around 13 percentage points over Fred Hubbell. Out of the Nevada governor race, too close to call, Attorney General Adam Laxalt, the son of former Senator Paul Laxalt, is leading in this race by around 7 percentage points. A pretty hefty lead over Steve Sisolak. And we can now finally make call of the Kansas governor race. Chris Kobach, underperforming Donald Trump, of course, is the projected winner out of the Kansas governor race. As you can see here, he wins this race by around 10 percentage points, as you can see here, with Greg Orman taking 11%. We don't know if Greg Orman is taking away from Republicans or Democrats. It's probably a little bit of both. He does have appeal from both sides of the political spectrum. But Chris Kobach is the projected winner in this race nonetheless. Out of the New Mexico governor race, Michelle Lujan Grisham will go on to win her first term. Another flip for the Democrats, the third flip for Democrats in a right wave. Congratulations to them. But she will defeat Steve Pierce. She will defeat him by around 6 percentage points. 5 percentage points. Underperforming Hillary Clinton. Actually, she'll overperform Hillary Clinton's numbers because she won the state by around 4%, if I'm not mistaken, in 2016. And we can make call of the Wisconsin governor race. Scott Walker will overperform his 2014 totals, and he will win by around 9 percentage points, even winning one of the Iron Range counties up in northern Wisconsin. Huge win for Scott Walker here. Now the Colorado governor race, too close to call. Jared Polis has a 1.6% lead over Tom Tancredo. Tom Tancredo is narrowing this up as we get inch closer and closer to a call. I can feel it. Out of the Michigan governor race, Gretchen Whitmer leading by around 0.8%. Bill Shute is giving her a run from her freaking money here tonight. Out of the Minnesota governor race, too close to call. Tim Walz has a 0.4% lead over Jeff Johnson currently. Jeff Johnson also giving the Democrats a run for their money here tonight. Out of the Pennsylvania governor race, too close to call. Paul Mango's lead has increased from 0.2 to 0.5%. Paul Mango could be become the next governor with a wacky name, with Governor Mango. It is now 11 p.m. The following states have poll closings. And out of Hawaii Senate race, Mazzei Arona will go on to win re-election, defeating Ron Curtis, winning by around 33 percentage points in the Hawaii Senate race. And out of California Senate race, it is too close to call. Dianne Feinstein and Kevin DeLeon neck and neck, as Republicans are seemingly breaking for Kevin DeLeon, despite him being the more progressive of the two Democrats. It's kind of strange, if you ask me. Out of the Washington Senate race, too close to call. Mariah Cantwell currently leading Suzanne Hutchinson by around 8 percentage points. This was a shock. This race was supposed to be a double-digit win for the Democrats. However, Mariah Cantwell is kind of underperforming right now. Out of the Montana Senate race, Matt Rosendale is the projected winner. Another flip for the Republicans, as he will defeat Jon Tester. As you can see here, he will win by around 6 percentage points over Jon Tester. A huge win for Republicans. Donald Trump made it his life goal to defeat Jon Tester, and he succeeded. And out of the Nevada Senate race, we can project that Dean Heller will go on to win re-election to this seat, defeating Jackie Rosen, despite the Republican establishment giving up on him. Donald Trump being against him, the Democrats being against him. Dean Heller was able to do it nonetheless and win re-election to his Senate seat, shocking the world, defeating Jackie Rosen by around 5 percentage points, winning Reno County. Excuse me, I lost track. I was about to say Wano from One Piece, but that's not it. But he will win Reno County. Big win for Dean Heller. Out of the Michigan Senate race, we now project that John James will go on to win his first term in the Senate, defeating long-term Senator Debbie Stabenow, winning by around 3 percentage points, a massive overperformance of Donald Trump. Based off the vote totals, he actually won every single vote. He won more raw votes than Donald Trump did back in 2016. So we actually see a higher turnout in Michigan than we do nationally, which is a lower environment election this time around. And out of the Wisconsin Senate race, Kevin Nicholson will go also flip a Senate seat. He will defeat Tammy Baldwin, flipping Wisconsin red, giving them a safe red delegation against them set with him. And, well, actually, technically no, because Russ Feingold is the senator, not Ron Johnson. He lost in 2016. But Kevin Nicholson will defeat Tammy Baldwin by around 2 percentage points. Another big win for the Republicans here tonight. Now, the Minnesota special election is too close to call. Karen Hoseley has a narrow lead of 0.1%. This is huge if they could flip the Senate seat. Now, the Virginia Senate race, it is too close to call. Nick Freitas' lead is now up from 0.2 to 0.4%. Nick Freitas' lead is only continuing to raise, but of course both candidates are getting a bunch of votes in, so anything can happen. And here's the Senate map thus far. Republicans winning 18 seats to the Democrats 13. They still have 13 seats. They haven't been able to win a single Senate seat since we last looked at this map. And out of the Idaho governor race, we now have some calls from the governor race. Brad Little, who did not win Trump's endorsement, but still won this primary anyway. He is the projected winner here. He will defeat Paulette Jordan by around 31 percentage points, winning his first term as governor. Out of the California governor race, Gavin Newsom will go on to win his first term as governor. He fronts the seat, getting a promotion from lieutenant governor to governor, defeating John Cox by around 13 percentage points. Out of Hawaii, David Ige, will go on to win re-election to the governorship. Those are not the correct names. He defeats Andrea Tupola. That's the complete wrong map, but the county map's correct. Now, the Oregon governor race, too close to call. Kate Brown, the incumbent governor who won her seat back in 2016 in a special election, is currently leading over State Senator Newt Bueller, who did win Donald Trump's endorsement, one of the few liberal Republicans who did, along with Alan Fung. But he is currently trailing Kate Brown by around 4 percentage points. Out of the Nevada governor race, we can now project that this will stay in the Republicans' hands, as Adam Laxalt will go on to win this seat, defeating Steve Sisolak. He will win by around 5 percentage points, similar to Dean Heller. Some are saying Adam Laxalt has carried Dean Heller to the seat, but we can't confirm or deny that. And out of the Colorado governor race, too close to call, Tom Tancredo has taken the lead here with 0.1%, a very narrow lead for Tom Tancredo right now. We'll just have to wait and see if this lead holds. Out of Michigan, not the same story here, but Gretchen Whitmer's leading by around 0.4%. She's overperforming Debbie Stabenow right now. This may have to do with the current Republican administration in Michigan and the Flint water crisis. That may be why Gretchen Whitmer is outperforming right now. Out of the Minnesota governor race, too close to call, Tim Walz leading by around 0.3%. Very narrow, very narrow. We could go to a recount. We'll just have to wait and see. Out of Pennsylvania's governor race, too close to call, Paul Mango leading by around 0.4% right now. This is still anyone's race right now. It's now 1 a.m. We have the final batch of poll closings, and out of Alaska, we don't have an Alaska Senate race, but we do have some Senate calls, as Mariah Cantwell will go on to win re-election in a less so comfortable race than what she's used to. She'll win by around 7 points, which is huge, as there are a lot of blue counties that shouldn't be blue that are blue here. And here is the Senate map of now that we don't have any more calls except for the California, Minnesota special, and Virginia Senate races, as well as the governor races. That probably won't be called for a few more hours. And for the governor races, Mike Dunleavy will go on to defeat former Senator Mark Begich by around 17 percentage points to become the governor. A flip from independent to Republican, a win for Republicans and another flip for the Republicans. We can now also make a call to the Oregon governor race. Newt Bueller will go on to win this seat for the Republicans. This was a shocker, as he was losing by around 4 points. Now he's expected to win by 3, which is huge from all the numbers we're getting, doing very well with huge rural turnout and suburban support that he's getting. This is huge news for the Republicans as they has won the Oregon governor race. It is now 2:03 a.m. We can now make a call out of the Minnesota governor race, as Tim Walz will be projected to win re-election very narrowly here in this race, defeating Jeff Johnson by around 0.7%. More votes started coming in from the Iron Range for Tim Walz that he does very well in, as well as coming out from his congressional district, and he will go on to narrowly win this race. Out of the Minnesota special election, we can make a projection that Tina Smith will go on to win her first full term as senator, as she will defeat Karen Hoseley by around 0.4%. She actually underperforms Tim Walz and Amy Klobuchar here on the ballot. It is now 2:37 a.m. We can now make a projection out of the Michigan governor race. That is another flip for the Democrats. 4 flips in a red wave year. Something for them to brag about, as Gretchen Whitmer will go on to become the next governor of Michigan, as she would defeat Bill Schuette by around 0.6%. Many are saying this is due to the Flint water crisis that's currently going on and the blame on Rick Snyder, the current Republican governor, which is why Gretchen Whitmer is, winning in a red wave year. It is now 2:53 a.m. We now have a call out of the Virginia Senate race, and it is a call the Republicans are going to like, as Nick Freitas will flip the Senate seat from blue to red, defeating Ralph Northam, winning by around 0.4%. A very, very narrow win for the Republicans, as Ralph Northam is not the electoral juggernaut as many claim him to be. He is huge numbers out of the rural areas, good suburban turnout out of Virginia Beach, as well as the Fairfax suburbs. Nick Freitas doing very, very well. Well, not really. He only wins by tilt margin, but still, doing very well for a Republican. It is now 3:12 a.m. We now have a call out of the Colorado governor race, as Tom Tancredo is the projected winner. He will become the next governor of the state, the first Republican governor since, I think, 2006. I could be wrong there, but he will win by around 0.2%. A very narrow win for Tom Tancredo and the Republicans. Donald Trump seemed to have picked the right person for the job. It's now 3:22 a.m. We can now make our second to last call. We still have the Pennsylvania Senate race, but we got the California Senate race first, as Kevin DeLeon will defeat longtime Senator Dianne Feinstein. It was a mixture of progressive Democrats turning out for him, as well as all the Republicans turning out against the incumbent Democrat, as Kevin DeLeon, who is a lot more far left than Dianne Feinstein, will go on to win his first term in the Senate, defeating a longtime Democrat senator very narrowly by around 0.6%. Dianne Feinstein has conceded and will not be looking for a recount. She said that she is happily going to retire now. It is now 3:44 a.m. We can now make a projection out of the final race, the Pennsylvania governor race. And Paul Mango will defeat Tom Wolf in this race. A gain for the Republicans. Paul Mango will defeat Tom Wolf by 0.1%. We are absolutely getting a recount here, but it is very, very close. But Paul Mango is the projected winner out of Pennsylvania. And here's the final Senate map for this race. As you can see here, there are 10 Republican flips and 1 Democrat flips. 2 and 1 Democrat flip, giving us a net gain of 9 for the GOP, meaning they have a super majority right now, 60 seats to 40 seats. Huge win for the Republican here tonight. And as well as the House majorities, they will stay with him, as Kevin McCarthy is expected to become the Senate or the House Speaker after this election. But they have now gained over 280 seats in the House with a net gain of 40, which is huge news for the Republican Party. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Go follow my Twitter at Chaotic Politics. This is the Chaotic One saying peace.